Welcome back to the Rocky Mountain Tournament Expert Division Weekend Round, hole number 5. Here we're going to be playing a luminary type shot, bouncing over the rough, setting up for a grizzly bounce up shot. So I recommend that you play a P5 side spin to wind 4 ball. If you have one for this shot, it will reduce the amount of overpower needed on the drive and give you a better chance at dropping the approach. With that being said, I have played this with the Luminary. The only caveat is in high winds with the Luminary, you may end up not having enough overpower to get the best result on the drive, or you may end up having to play a full overpower shot on the drive. This is why I recommend the Wind 4 ball. P5 side spin to Wind 4. That way you don't have as much overpower to play on the drive. The drive plays P5 plus 20%, max numbers, 6 top, 2 right spin. We're going to be setting up with the right side of the blue ring, APOC 5 and 6, right side of the blue ring, touching the rough on the right there at the top of the plus 24, like you see here. So APOC 5 and 6 will be blue ring touching the right rough at the top of the 24. APOC 7 will be 1/3 of the clear ring in the rough at the top of the 24. And APOC 8 will be 2/3 of the clear ring in the rough at the top of the 24. You'll adjust P5 plus 20%, max numbers, always 6 top spin, 2 right spin, and the amount of overpower is going to vary depending on what you pull into. So you'll always use 3 rings more overpower than whatever you pull into. So if you pull 1 ring of overpower, you play 4 rings of overpower on your drive. And that is why I recommend the Wind 4 ball, because in high winds with the Luminary, you can run out of overpower, right? And it'll cause you to land short if you have a King Wind Luminary. It can be done, and you can still make the approach with the Luminary. It just, you may end up with a drive that you can't add the needed extra 3 rings, right? That could cause your drive to either finish right or short. So definitely use P5 side spin 2 win 4 if you have it. There's going to be right curl here, and the right curl is having the left side of the ball touching the outside of the shot circle, like you see here. That is the amount of curl, and if you're using a luminary, or if you have more uh, OP to pull than he's got here, you want to keep this line straight down. Even though I can't draw straight, right? If you're pulling way down, don't put your ball over here, right? Don't touch the shot circle over here. Make sure you imagine a line going straight down, and then keep the left side of your ball on that line going straight down. And what I mean by extra rings of overpower is we're looking at the tip of the needle and where it swings across your target, right? So that is what we're looking at to add our rings of overpower. So if you pull 1 ring, then you're going to want the tip of your needle, you know, touching 3 rings above that on that target, or swinging right around roughly that area, right? Do your best to hit perfect. Single greats have been safe on this drive. But if you hit a bad grate, you could get stuck in the rough. Don't worry. If you do get stuck in the rough, you can still reach the green. And in fact, the rough iron will play P5 plus 15% at true club if you're playing a rough iron on the approach. What I did when I got stuck in the rough with my Nirvana is I just counted rings back from max. I used true slider. I centered my ball on the fringe, and I used the same, just backspin only, just through the hole, right? So, but you'll play it at 15 P5 plus 15%. If you're playing, if your drive went well and you're playing a grizzly shot, we're gonna do a top of the white ring pin check to get our slider numbers. I've got that chart listed to the left. The adjustment is P5 plus 20% at slider. So we're gonna push up, get our plus yard number, get our slider number. We're going to pull back until the bottom of the yellow ring is touching the bottom of the fringe, right? So that's the line you want to look for. Put your ball guide going through the hole, and then add backspin only until the tip of the ball guide is just going through the back of the cup by about a cup, right? The only other thing you need to know about this approach is you want a straight pull with a 1201 flicker. So straight favoring a 1201 on this pull. Make sure you don't add any overpower or underpower. Do your best to center your ball. Hit perfect. You got a really good shot at a drop here. This one's been dropping pretty consistently with perfects. So pull with a slight 1201 favor. Don't over adjust. Don't add overpower. Hope you get the drop. Good luck, and we'll see you on the next hole.